Good morning from Houston's George Bush International Airport. My name is Connor, and welcome back to another Nix Aviation trip report. Today, I'll be flying with United Express on board their Bombardier CRJ-900 to Memphis in economy class. United CRJ-900s were, at the time of recording, operated by Mesa Airlines. Mesa began operating CRJ-900s for United in 2023 after their contract with American Eagle was terminated. None of these planes ever made it into the United livery and have less than great reputations among passengers. Broken seats, strange noises, and poorly plugged doors, as you'll see later in the video, are among some of the concerns raised about these planes. Generally, they were not well liked by the public, and were actually retired from the Mesa and United fleet just 9 days after this video was recorded. So join me on the only flight I've ever taken that's made me nervous, as I take my first and last flight aboard Mesa's aging CRJ-900. My flight this morning is United Express Flight 6240 with nonstop service to Memphis, which is scheduled to depart Gate A9 at 2:35 p.m. Here we are at Gate A9, boarding is scheduled for 2:10 p.m. My plane to Memphis is November 951 Lima Romeo, an 18-year-old Bombardier CRJ-900ER. This aircraft was delivered to Air One Cityliner in 2007, and was then transferred to Alitalia in 2011. It made its way over to the US in 2014 to join the Mesa fleet, and is now stored in Tucson.
Is that the small?
United CRJ-900s had 76 seats, 12 in business class and 64 in economy. I am in seat 19F for this 1 hour 15-minute flight to Memphis. These economy seats are 17 inches wide and offer 31 inches of pitch. The seatback pocket is in good physical shape but is very dirty. The tray table is beyond disgusting and does not extend. I unknowingly picked a seat which is right next to a door plug, and it looks like they didn't even try to make it look nice. The window trim looks terrible and it is all torn up, and the window doesn't even open all the way. Upon further investigation, I found that the window shade isn't even properly installed. It's simply been crammed in there with what looked like rubber stops to simulate some sort of smooth movement. Now, you might be asking, a door plug on a CRJ-900? Well, apparently the CRJ-900 was originally designed to have a rear galley. There was supposed to be a service door at the rear of the aircraft, however, nobody wanted this option as it would remove 4 to 6 seats and make the aircraft very tail-heavy. It's a cool Easter egg, I suppose, but it really does not look nice from the inside. Not to mention the stains and grime throughout the cabin, it's just not a great ride. I've had better first impressions on rushed into service ERJ-135s. Please enjoy the views as we make a 25 minutes delay pushback, experience another small hiccup, and depart off of Houston's runway 15 right. seat back pocket contains a safety card, onboard menu, and a credit card pitch. United offers a sizable buy onboard menu, including, but not limited to, snack boxes and hot meals. For the complimentary service, United offers a choice of pretzels, quinoa cookies, or stroopwafels, as well as water, coffee, and Coke products. Wi-Fi and most of the onboard menu were unavailable on board this flight. A limited complimentary service was offered with a choice of pretzels or quinoa cookies, as well as water or coffee. Please enjoy your descent into Memphis, landing on runway 18 center. This was one of the more interesting flights I've taken. Like I said earlier, it's the first flight I've ever taken that's actually made me feel a sense of unease. The condition of the cabin was subpar at best. The in-seat power didn't work, the Wi-Fi didn't work, the seat recline was jammed, we had a maintenance delay at the gate, we sat on the taxiway and burned a bunch of fuel, but it was an experience. And that's really what this is all about. Despite the issues, the crew had an awesome attitude, which is seemingly a trend with United I've noticed. I see why these planes were retired from the fleet, and I'm glad they're gone, but they had some personality, and that makes them special. This was a flight I surely won't forget. Thank you for watching this Nix Aviation Trip Report with United Express. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.